Hey, Warrior Saints, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday Crucifixional Life stream. Glad to have you beautiful people in with us. Happy Holy Tuesday for all of our brother and sister Orthodox Christians as we celebrate and continue Holy Week. We're going to talk a little bit about the scripture reading from the service, the bridegroom service tonight. Before we do that, don't forget, warriorsaints.org/book. Get it. Get it. Everybody's been really gracious about it. People have been gracious, and I'm grateful. We're honored. We're thankful. You can pick up your copy by visiting our website. So the bridegroom matins talks about being ready to receive the Lord because he's a coming, right? Now, there's a fabulous text that we read. It's from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25. And it is the story about 10 virgins, 10 maidens who are preparing to receive the master. We don't know where he is. He's out hunting. He's on a journey. We don't know. And he's on his way back into his castle, back into his kingdom. And the doors are locked. And nobody knows when he's coming because there's no email, right? There's no text messages. So it was just when he came, you had to be ready to receive him. And there were 10 maidens, 10 virgins. 5 of them were wise. They had oil for their lamps, right? So that they could see. Now, again, you remember, what he's talking about. Oil lamps, and you light the wicks. We even have them. I don't know if you can see it there hanging on the tree. That's an oil lamp, right? I mean, we put fire. There's oil in that, and it burns up, right? So this is how they used to make light. 5 of the other ladies weren't prepared. Their lamps went dry. And so they were all sleeping, and then all of a sudden there's commotion. Oh, the master's here. He's coming. Light the lamps. Let's welcome him. Let's have the parade. Let's enter into the city. Let's welcome him home. And 5 that were wise lit their lights, and they went in. The other 5 said, whoa, we don't have any lights. No, we don't have any oil. Help us out. Share with us. And the wise, kind of mean, but the wise virgin said, look, there ain't enough for both of us. We're not gonna get kept away from the master because you weren't prepared. Go to the marketplace. Go to the dealers. Go to the store and get your own oil. Right? Like there's a 7-Eleven 24 hours. Go get some. And as they go to get the oil, the master comes, and they all enter in. But those five were out at the 7-Eleven getting oil because they weren't prepared. And they run back to the gate. You know the story. They knock on the door. Lord, Lord, let us in. And here we're going to read 11, 12, and 13. Listen to these words, because it's tough. Jesus is tough, Afterwards, the other maidens came also, verse 11, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Like, we're here now. Let us in to celebrate with you. And you hear this in verse 12. But he replied, truly, I say to you, I do not know you. Wait, what? I thought the Lord was like compassionate and loving to everybody. I do not know you, right? Like it's strong. And it finishes, watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour, verse 13. You don't know when. That's the whole point. And this may inspire remembrance of other verses to your mind and bring to your heart. Watch therefore, for I come like a thief in the night, right? We hear Jesus saying that. The idea is we don't know the moment that the Lord is coming to enter. And that could be the moment of our death. God forbid, even it's tragic. I mean, we don't know when that's coming, right? Like, to share that personal story with you, my father was killed by a drunk driver when I was 7. He had no idea he was coming home. Like, listen to this, how crazy it was. There was a surprise birthday party for him at the house that he didn't make it to, right? Because you don't know. I don't say that to be dramatic. I just say, like, he was in good health, good shape. He was ready. I mean, he was turning 45. He was coming home to a surprise birthday party that my mom was throwing. No clue. Boom. It's over. The Lord came. Was he ready? I'd like to hope so. But the message for you and I is what? You can't be like the 5 foolish maidens, right? You can't be like that. You have to always be prepared because you don't know when Christ is coming. You have to assume that he's coming when you don't know, right? And we don't want to be like those 5 foolish maidens who ran off to the 7-Eleven because we weren't ready. You got to be like the 5 who are ready. Look at it like this. Now here's some indulge me as I exegete the text a little bit. We talk about Christ, you hear as he's coming, or the coming one, right? Christ is coming. The word, they call him in the scriptures, he's called the O erchomenos, the one who is coming. So now, forgive my crass analogy. Imagine that this dot is heaven and this dot is earth, right? And that Christ will come again. It's not that he will come again. He is coming. He has left heaven and is on the path on his way to earth. He's somewhere in between. He's en route. Do you understand? Like, that's how he's referred to in Scripture. He is coming, in the process of coming. It's something called an imperfect verb. He has left. I know it sounds crass, but you get the idea. He has left heaven and has not yet arrived at earth. He's somewhere in between. We don't know where he is. That's the idea, so that you must always be mindful and focused on your life so that when he comes, you are prepared to receive him. Does that make sense? And so the service, the bridegroom service that we celebrate on Tuesday evening in Holy Week in the Orthodox Church is to keep us mindful, to always remind, look, he's a-coming. So get your house in order so that we are always doing the things that we need to be doing to prepare to receive the Lord. Like, we've got to be disciplined and diligent about our prayer lives. Absolutely. Right? I know that it's difficult to pray. I struggle with it sometimes too, where it's easy to wake up and skip your prayers. I can't tell you how many confessions I hear. My prayer life could be better. Absolutely. But it's part of preparation. We don't need hours and hours every day, but it does need to be every day. Right? We also need to be prepared in the sense that this is a big one, that we are at peace with other people, right? That we have made peace even with our greatest of enemies. That does not mean that we need to be besties with them, but it does mean that we have made peace with them. Do you understand? For those who watch The Walking Dead, remember the end of season 8, when it's a showdown between Rick and Negan? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, just don't even watch the show because it's horrible. But for those who know, like, you wanted Rick to crush him as he wins, but he doesn't. He doesn't do that. He doesn't become friends with him, but he makes peace with him. It's how fascinating how that story is telling us what we're supposed to be doing to make peace with one another, especially in this volatile and vitriolic time that we live in, where nobody's making peace and everybody's making anger and hate, right? We're called to be prepared differently. And lastly, I would set aside in our hearts and in our minds the desire to chase after all of those addictive things that we fall prey to. Like, so many people fall prey to alcohol, to drugs, to porn, Netflix, right? Like, I mean, the list could probably go on. Your list is probably, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The things that we can't get away from. Or let me rephrase that, choose not to get away from. Our social media feeds, right? And I'm watching, or you're watching us on social media, so I get it. But what my point is, like, do we have to binge all the time the way we do so that we're like addicted? That we become addicts to that kind of stuff? I mean, come on. It's got to be different than that. We have to set that aside, because what that does is fills us up, and it doesn't leave any room for Christ our God. So we have to be prepared like those 5 wise maidens. God bless you, beautiful people. We want to invite you to visit us at warriorsaints.org. As you know, this is our library, and there we have all kinds of exclusive content, teaching for you to learn how to become warrior saints. I had a beautiful email exchange with a new warrior saint named Jeff. Jeff, I know who you are, and I want to thank you, first of all, for joining us. But Jeff said something great. He signed his email as a warrior in training. And I thought, that's awesome. I really appreciated that. And I'm a warrior in training with you. We want to invite all of you to be warrior saints in training. Let's grow closer to living the life of the gospel, being crucifixional in everything we do. By subscribing to the Way of the Warrior Saint, we're going to give you the best we can to help you do that. Love you, beautiful people. We will be back tomorrow. We're going to have service tonight, Tuesday night, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Join us if you're able to. And then again, we'll resume with our live stream Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Love you, beautiful people. And until tomorrow, as always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.